Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Stepping Up to the Plate. So glad you could join us. It's been an interesting first week in the NFL season and an unbelievable, dazzling debut for the Milton High Wildcat football team. We'll get into that right away. I just want to thank my main man, Al Prizzuti, for coming in to discuss all things sports here on Stepping Up to the Plate. And Al, what a great start to the season for the Milton High Wildcats. They got off to a great start here at Brooksfield a week ago against the Needham Rockets in a big 46-12 victory for the Wildcats. It was unbelievable. It was uncanny as I was watching that game unfold. It was uncanny how Steve Dembowski, in describing the strengths of his team and how they were going to approach this game, it all unfolded like that, and it was unbelievably how well scripted and well played. They got strong performances from Patrick Collins, one of their captains, another captain, Ronan Salmon, just off the charts. 4 catches, I think he made 157 yards and 2 67-yard touchdown catches from Patrick Collins, and he wound up being recognized as one of the Division III Globe Players of the Week. So congratulations to Ronan Salmon, and like I said, a great performance all the way around. Peter Skutnik had a couple of touchdown runs, and then of course, the thing that impressed me the most too was the offensive line play. And what they succeeded in doing was really establishing the line of scrimmage. They established the run early, and they provided great protection for Patrick Collins, who a year ago was running for his life, got sacked like 5 times, 6 times. Needham couldn't lay a glove on him. So congratulations to the offensive line with Captains Finn Hegarty, John Jelly, and of course Matt Wagner, Osiagi, Udion Ukpebor, who's a tackle, and I think the Dylan O'Donnell or McDermott, one of those guys that are on the line as well. So congratulations to Coach Lopez for a job well done on that offensive line in developing them. And I think that's going to be one of the core strengths of this team going forward as they host Central at Brooks Field on Friday, 7 o'clock. So make sure you're there. Be sure to watch all the action with Jackson Lang on the call for Milton Access TV. So we hope to see you at Brooks Field. If not, you can catch it here, Channel 22 on your Comcast at Milton Access TV. And a not-so-sterling debut out for the New England Patriots at Foxborough.
Well, I don't think they played a good game even in the first half. I mean, They were terrible in the second half. But they lost the game in the secondary.
Yes.
I mean...
Well, who was noticeably absent in that game?
I know. I mean, but every time they needed to get a play, they had more receptions, 20 yards or more, than I've ever seen. I mean, it was unbelievable. And you know what? May needs to do some... He's got to step back a little. First of all, he threw that ball because that guy was coming toward him. He rushed the pass.
Correct.
He overthrew the first guy that he threw to. He had the guy wide open. Right. And then he overthrew. And now it's easier to understand the overthrow on the rush, because first of all, you should never throw the ball when you're running it, because then you're throwing it in the middle of the field where maybe 1 or 2 guys can intercept it, and that's what happened. Their running game wasn't good. They made a lot of mistakes. Campbell made kind of a big one on a when he was offside, motion kind of thing.
Yes.
But they were outplayed. And clearly, if they go down and play Miami, who's probably not that good of a team, they better win that game.
They need to beat that division opponent. And the thing that stood out to me was the lack of pass rush. And they invested a lot of money. And then it showed up a little bit, Harold Landry, who had 2.5 sacks. But on those plays that you're talking about, Al, I was sitting there going, where's the pressure on Geno Smith? Because he was back there surveying the field left to right, looking at all his options.
Their coverage was there. And what happens is when you let a guy stand in the pocket for as long as he did,
the coverage is going to break down.
It's naturally going to break down.
And noticeably absent, as I mentioned, was Christian Gonzalez, their top defender, a guy who's been hampered by, I think, a hamstring now since the beginning of camp.
big time.
And I'm concerned that maybe he's headed to the injured list, which would take him out of contention for quite some time. And then they just waived, I thought was probably one of the guys who really flashed during the camp, DJ Austin. But I think they did that for the purposes of being able to let him clear waivers so they can bring him back, which is what they did with Jeremiah Farms, a defensive lineman. They waived him and then let him clear waivers and then they come back.
Well,
but it's just those are the vagaries of the roster at the back end of the roster. You know, it's how you get guys, keep guys, and
Peppers got picked up by Pittsburgh.
Steelers, yeah.
And
you know, it's interesting. Who else got picked up by an opponent, a league opponent? I forget who it was. It might have been one of the receivers.
Yeah,
they got let go. But at any rate, I think that was a move that they could debrief, you know, Peppers about the Patriots.
Well, I think Grable, he kind of put himself into a little box here about some of the comments that he made because the press has picked up on maybe there was some tension between him and Josh McDaniels on his play calling. Yeah. And I think it's a little premature to start second guessing anybody. Yeah. I mean, and then for the press to pick it up like they do, I mean, that's their job.
Well, the guy I want to see out there, I want to see him get activated, is Efton Chisholm. I think he can help.
Yeah, if he's fine,
I think he can help in the intermediate passing game. Well, he's a guy that can turn like one of these. You know, it looked like they were trying too hard to run on the left side, and that was I think a concerted effort to stay away from Max Crosby.
Yeah, I think a little, but I mean, where was Ramondre?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't run enough. You got to run this kid. If you don't run him, let him go.
Well, you got to get him on the perimeter. That's the thing. You got to get your speed guys on the perimeter.
And he can catch.
Travion Henderson, they really shouldn't run him in between the tackles as much. Let him get on the perimeter. Let the guy eat. Let him get going.
He can catch the ball.
Yeah, he can catch the ball too.
He's a decent.
Throw him on the wheel routes. Receiver. You know, get him locked up with a linebacker and let him outrun him. So.
Well, I mean, you know, I look at it and I say, you know, first game, you don't know what's going to happen. Tough that it's at home. Let's see what happens down in Miami, because Miami, I think, is probably
different animal though, going down there and playing now too.
Huh?
It's a different animal to go down there and play.
Well, it is, but you know, I don't think Miami's the team that you're worrying about. So if you execute,
they're listing.
Yeah.
They're a ship that's listing. You know.
So if the Patriots can execute, they have a chance of winning that game. Yeah. And then they're 1-1, and everybody will calm down a little. But hey, you know. That's why sports is what it is.
And I think the big news we didn't get a chance to discuss last week during the Milton High preview was the news that the Dallas Cowboys made in sending Micah Parsons to Green Bay, you know, and that guy showed up in his debut down there in Green Bay against the Detroit Lions.
Though?
Oh, another guy.
I mean, Rodgers. He was thrilled. I mean, with the win.
But, for sure. And boy, he let the Jets have it too.
He did.
He gave them both barrels at the end of the game.
I don't blame him. I mean,
you know, bitter. Is he bitter a little bit? You know.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah. But no, it was unbelievable performance there. And then you had the college football week 2.
Hey, Belichick won his second game.
I picked Charlotte. I also picked Michigan State to beat BC. I thought the jury was still out on BC.
Well, that was a close
but you know what?
game,
I found out a lot about BC in that game. Yeah, and I was regretting the pick midway through, especially then when they sent it to overtime. Let me tell you what. Michigan State coach Jonathan Smith, kudos to him, because he recognized that Dylan Lonergan's a quarterback. And I was texting with the guys, John Meter-Perrell and Peter Cronin during the game, that I said to them, I said, this kid plays with a precision not seen at the Heights since Matt Ryan. And let me tell you what, I covered Matt Ryan. I know Matt Ryan. I know what he's capable of doing. I saw how he operated the offense at BC, how efficient he was, how he made all the right throws, how he commanded the huddle, commanded that offense. This kid does as good a job, if not better, right now. And I think that the Eagles, the trajectory for them is up right now.
Yeah.
And I think they go out to Stanford this week, and they'll have a good test out there against a league opponent. But I think they come away victorious.
Well, I think I wasn't. I was a little disappointed that they lost such a close game.
Yeah,
they could have won that.
On a missed 2-point try.
Yeah, well. But anyways, I when I looked at some of the games, I was surprised. I didn't think North Carolina played so quickly.
Yeah, they turn around. It was a short week.
And their schedule's fairly easy, so they've got a couple of games here where they could go up 2-1, 3-1 like that.
Right. But then they get into the meat of their conference play.
In their conference play, I mean, I don't think well, who knows? You never know about college.
Yeah.
Some kids step up. Other kids just realize that they're not.
Look at Florida State. The guy who stepped up there was Tommy Castellanos, a former BC quarterback who transfers into Florida State. Florida State could not beat BC because of Tommy Castellanos. Then he leaves BC. I think a little bit of a falling out with Bill O'Brien mid-season, and you could see that he was imploding. And Bill O'Brien, he coaches them tough. He loves them hard and he coaches them hard. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think Tommy Castellanos, was in line with that. Decides to leave after he loses the job to this guy.
I think you're going to see that with Vrabel. I think.
You know what?
Very similar type guy.
Great call out. Great call. But you know what? There's no transfer portal in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I know, but
because once a team gets there, once they sign you, you're theirs.
If this team was to be a 1-3 at the start of the season after 4 games, you'll see Vrabel do a couple of crazy things, I think.
Oh, well, crazy like a fox
crazy
sometimes.
Meaning.
Yeah, crazy like a fox.
He's quick to act here, and the coach, the players like him.
Yeah.
But if they don't produce, they don't produce. I mean, I think we're starting to see that maybe the talent isn't as ready.
Well,
not so much that it's not there, but it's not ready.
To your point, Al, he's quick to hold anyone and everyone to account.
Yeah, he is.
Coaches and players alike, So, you got to be on your game.
Yeah.
You got to be on your game.
Yeah.
And that's what's called for in the NFL,
Yep.
The other team that I just thought dazzled me, Al, that Sunday night game, man, the Bills and the Ravens, unbelievable. Al, I'm in love with the Buffalo Bills. I really am. Well, I like Josh Allen. I like that team. I like Sean McDermott. I really do.
I thought Allen was, how come the people left? They didn't believe in us. He called them out.
Well, that's the thing, the people that stayed show that they're true blue. But here's the other thing too, Al. That was kind of kind of plays into the romance of that victory. Was that the guy who kicked the winning field goal was Matt Prater, who had been coaching his son's high school team. He had been an assistant coach for his kid, who's a quarterback. Gets picked up by the Bills when they had to put their guy on the IR. He shows up, flies cross country, takes a red eye on Wednesday. Arrives there Thursday morning. He's all disheveled. They give him a day. He shows up at practice, meets everybody on Friday, goes through a walkthrough on Sunday, kicks the winning field goal on Sunday night. And now he's a hero. Now he's one of them. And it was nice to see McDermott, welcoming him. They hand him the ball, the game ball in the locker room, and the guy says, "Hey, I feel the culture in this room. I feel the spirit. I'm glad to be a part of it."
Well, there's 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the game, whether you like them or not. Though you have to
respect them.
That they can win a game like that. Allen's won. Mahomes has won, even though they lost the first game.
Is Lamar Jackson one?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
I think
Jaden Daniels is another.
There's a lot of guys though that are a little beyond. When you see a kid like May, okay, who's young, okay, and you see the young mistakes that they make. Those are young mistakes. Those are mistakes that Josh Allen don't make. And I think what he needs to do though is he's got to temper his game a little better. And now the running he does, he's sliding in on second base on every one of them.
You got to watch out for
He's a
those,
big
man.
kid,
You get your
too,
knee
but
buckled up.
I think that thing that I've watched even in preseason with him is that he has a tendency to throw the ball high.
Yeah.
Which would indicate to me that his releases. And
He's sailing it. He's letting it sail. Yeah, there's a little
he did
hitch in the
twice.
release.
And then don't throw the ball when you're under pressure like that in the middle of the field, because that's an interception waiting to happen.
Well, here's the other team I think that you cannot sleep on, and it's because they had a young quarterback. There were questions surrounding whether he was going to perform well. The Minnesota Vikings. I think Monday night we saw the maturation of a young quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. They came back from down, I think, 15 as well. They looked like they were out of it, and they came roaring back. He led them there and scores the go-ahead touchdown. And what a phenomenal job Kevin O'Connell has done. Because midway through the game, I'm sitting there going, I bet you they're ruining the decision to let Sam Darnold go. But they drafted this kid, and they had no other choice but to stay with the kid that they drafted.
I think we've got to put everything into context there. Game 1 of the season, you don't know what you're going to get.
Right.
Plus or minus.
Right.
And so we can't go overboard on a loss that the Patriots had in the first game or a win.
Correct, Al.
What you have to do is say, look, let's see where they are. And I hate to say it, but where they are.
But Al, I'll tell you, I'll submit this. More coaching is done after a loss.
Well,
more improvement comes after a loss.
Yeah, well, look to win. I mean, you don't do the same what you have to do when you lose, because I'm sure they've analyzed every mistake over and over and over.
Well, here's the difference, Al. After a win, guys are sitting back in that meeting room. After a loss, they're leaning in.
Well,
you know what?
Especially
and I think everyone's leaning in now to see, okay, what do we need to do now to beat these guys? Because, like you say, the Miami Dolphins, they're a beatable opponent. They're in their division. We cannot go down there and be 0-2.
Well, you can't go down there and think that, they're not that good and we're going to just do what we have to do.
Yeah.
What's going to have to happen is, or what's happening now, and we don't see this, is they're looking and saying, that play there cost us. People don't see that, but you should have done this.
Right.
And that person's sitting there in front of everybody, and he's going to say, I better do that.
Right.
But I better learn from that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be defense captains and offensive captains saying, you know what, he's right.
Everyone has to be held into account.
On the same team here.
Yeah.
And you know what, first game, I don't worry about the first game. So,
Yeah.
what I worry about is
whether the Red Sox are going to make the playoffs.
I do. I worry about that. But then
how's that for a segue?
I turned the game on last night and I said, who the heck is what is
Connolly
it?
Early?
Connolly Early.
They called him up yesterday.
Well, they called him early.
Or
and
late.
He strikes out 11 guys in 5
They called
innings.
up early, late,
What I couldn't understand, not that I couldn't understand, he strikes out 11 guys in 5 innings and sets a record, incidentally,
Yeah.
for the Red Sox.
Don Assey was
yeah. I would have thrown him out in the 6th. I mean, we only went 5 innings. But
You know,
maybe when you see he's
they
a
were
young
catching.
kid.
They were catching up to him. They were getting traffic against him. He got out of a big bases loaded
Well, yeah,
situation
he did.
in the
Right.
4th. I liked his moxie.
Oh,
I love his control. I think speaking off camera, Al, you hit it on the head. The control the kid has.
Oh, big time.
He was in and around that zone all night long.
When he had it, when he had to be where he needed to be. I mean, all pitchers do that. When you need to have the pitch, he was there. I mean, he seems like and then he was right there. I don't know if you read I don't know where the hell I read this, but he was in it at the end of the innings. He was going back and forth. He wasn't. And then when they took him out, he sat with Crochet.
Yeah.
He was.
And the other guy that he sat with was Peyton Tolley. And this is the thing, what I love, Al. Right now, you get into the dog days of August and in September, and I've seen it happen where a team lets go of the rope. They think, okay, we're in. They let go of the rope a little bit, and all of a sudden, they're out of it.
Yeah.
I saw that happen with the Red Sox in 2011, where Tito had the team going pretty good, and they were well ahead, and all of a sudden, the last day of the regular season, they're out.
But I think what this team here is, I think they feel like nobody thinks we were this good. And here it is, September the 10th.
Yes.
And
Unbelievable.
we're in the second wild card, maybe the first.
And
maybe we could win the division.
With a big series coming up against
the
Yankees.
at home.
Yeah, that's where they can make some hay there, Al. They can put the Yankees behind them and then really go after the Blue Jays.
Yankees could put the Red Sox out, too.
Well,
this is why it's a big series.
The Red Sox have a big series after that on the road in Tampa and then Toronto.
Yeah, but what I'm scared about is the Red Sox record against the Yankees, because the teams have a way of saying we're not going to go
They've already
in there.
settled that, I think, Al.
No, I understand they're going to win the
head-to-head they've got.
They're going to head, but the Yankees aren't going to want to come in here and look. What is it, a 3-game or 4-game?
It's going to be a 3-game, yeah.
3-game series, and not take. They're going to want to take at least 2 out of 3 of the Yanks, so that they could say, yeah, that was back then. Now we're a better team.
Well, I don't know that.
I don't know if it can happen.
But the Red Sox are definitely a team that has been patching it together. You know, credit to Alex Cora, Craig Breslow for, you know, recognizing that, okay, it's time for these young kids to come up. They've infused the team with some energy. Peyton Toll, his debut against Paul Skeens, you know, what an electric outing he had. Again, an electric outing by Connolly early. 11 strikeouts and 5 shutout innings. Unbelievable, Al.
I thought Early, if you wanted to go to Toll's first game and Early's first game, I thought Early's was better. Because he pitched a good game.
Yes. Toll threw a game.
Yeah, Toll threw it. I mean,
Toll's power.
Toll's Sasquatch.
Yeah. No, you know who he reminded me of? It's funny, I kept saying, who does this guy remind me of? Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, well. Anyway,
Sergeant Slaughter. I'm wondering if that nickname is going around the Red Sox dugout right now.
Yeah.
You know, but it's electric. What they've done. You know, they've got Tolley going in the finale against the A's, and then they off and they come back to Fenway. So it'll be a big series.
They're playing the last game tonight.
Today.
Is it on afternoon?
Yes.
So they're playing today, and then tomorrow night
off.
They're off Thursday, and they
Travel.
play Friday against the Yankees at
Right.
home. I think that's a pretty significant stretch coming up with the Yankees in Toronto. I think it is Tampa.
Tampa on the road.
And if they have what they need to do, if we throw this out, if it's a 4-4-3, so you're talking about 11 games, they got to win 6 of them at least.
Will your Abreu be a factor coming down the stretch?
If he's back playing, he's a ball player.
Yeah.
He's a good outfielder. He's got a great arm, but he can hit home runs. He's not a significant average hitter. But look I would take, and we talked about this, I would take a Story that's hitting 250 with 23 home runs and 80-something, lead the team in RBIs. I would take that anytime.
Yeah.
If you said to me, give me a guy who's hitting 290, but with 10 home runs and 50 RBIs, Story's the guy. And he's a
fabulous defender.
And he can run.
You're going to have 2 Gold Glovers, I think, at shortstop and third, Al, this year. You're going to have 2 Gold Glovers right there. Yeah. And then possibly a third with Rafaela maybe in the outfield.
Well, Rafaela made a catch the other night.
Unbelievable, Al.
That was just unbelievable. The kid is probably the best outfielder we've had.
Since Mookie?
Better than Jackie Bradley. And
no
Bradley
doubt.
was a good.
He was.
He was a
he
better
covered a lot of ground.
Defensive outfielder than he was hitter.
I'm glad you gave it up to Jackie Bradley Jr.
No, I mean he wasn't my favorite ball player because he really couldn't hit at all.
Yeah.
This kid can hit. He can hit for power. He's not that big of a kid. He's not hitting for an average. He's a streaky hitter,
Yeah.
but he wins a lot of games in center field, or keeps you in games at center field. He's a pretty decent ball player.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But so's Jared Durant, so's Willer Abreu, so's Roman Anthony. They got Marcelo Maya, who hopefully comes back strong. You got Bregman, you got Story. They're weak on the right side, right now.
Casas.
Well, you got Casas, who I have my doubts about, but the other guy they picked up from the Phillies, Lowe.
My goodness, that guy is
unbelievable. He started
unbelievable.
strong, but he's starting to show what he really is.
But no, I mean,
and Hamilton is hitting 198.
He's Brock Holt, man.
Yeah, well, the other kid, Roman Gonzalez can hit.
Concern about Romy is that he came out of the game
did,
after the second inning with a knee tightness, and it happened, Al, after he was stretching what looked to be a single into a double.
Yeah, I know.
He had a
though.
leadoff homer, extending his hit streak to 12, which leads MLB.
And the other kid, the catcher.
How about Rod Refsnyder? 462-foot homer. It's unbelievable. He just obliterated that ball.
He's another kid that they talk about. He can hit lefties, but I have him in the ball, every so often. The catcher hit a home run the other night again. Not Connor Wong, the other kid. Whatever his name is.
Yeah. Well, in the time we have left, I wanted to address the great tennis that we saw over the weekend at the U.S. Open. It was unbelievable, Al. Great theater. I was happy to see Amanda Anisimova get to the final again. This time, she couldn't overcome Sabalenka, but two power players. It was unbelievable watching them just, bang away at each other with from the baseline.
Sabalenka is the better player. I mean, the other one is a decent
she's young
player.
And she's got some powerful ground strokes.
She does, but Sabalenka, when she's on, her serve is better. Yeah. And then on the men's side, look at Alcaraz is the best player right now in the game. I like Sinner, and Djokovic said it best. He said, "I'm 37 years old." He said, and I look and I say, I can't beat Sinner and I can't beat Alcaraz. Not if it goes 5 sets.
Yeah.
And Alcaraz has a little of everybody, but when he goes side to side,
no one better. Al, no one better.
Not only does he get it, but he
hits it for winners. Al, unbelievable.
And he seems like he's a nice kid. I watched the special on him. He seems like a very decent, homebody type of kid.
Very humble.
You got to be happy for him.
It's neat. He had Sergio Garcia in the crowd. You know how he's very smart. On his off days, he was off. He went to go play golf with Sergio Garcia. I wonder if they went to Bethpage when they were out there, and played golf.
I don't know about
Probably
that.
not. But that'll be coming up soon, and that'll be interesting to see how that turns out with the Ryder Cup. And, on the European side, Luke Donald's made his choices. And I'm happy that Keegan Bradley did not put himself on the team.
Yeah, he could have, but I'm happy. You got to focus. His job is to focus on a win.
His job is to do the job of the captain.
And, of course, McIlroy won the Irish in a playoff. So
unbelievable playoff. Yeah, we watched that a little bit. All righty, well, that's going to do it for us this week. So much to catch up on, and so glad that you could spend your time here with us. We look forward to seeing you maybe out at Brooks Field this week for Central Rhode Island. We'll be visiting to face the Wildcats at 7 o'clock. So be loud, be proud, and we'll see you there.